Christmas and welcome to 1923 Main Street.
Home of the Daddy-Daughter Disney Travel Podcast. We are your hosts.
I am Mike Bello-Braddock.
And I'm Amelia Bello-Braddock. And today we're going to be talking about the magic of Christmas at Walt Disney World.
And Disneyland too, don't forget.
Yes, well, Disney really has magic of Christmas everywhere and all of their resorts.
Actually, that is true. But we're going to stick with the theme parks this week. So whether you are listening to this during Christmas week or at some future time,
because you just love Christmas.
Get into the Christmas spirit with us, and we're glad to have you along as we talk about the magic of Christmas memories at Walt Disney World parks and resort hotels too, because there is a lot of magic that happens at the resort hotels.
And the decorations and the scents.
And the smells, yes. So I guess that is the scent. So let's start talking about some of our favorite Christmas memories and favorite things to do. First of all, I'm going to start by saying, and I don't know if this is true for you as well, it is my favorite time of the year to be at Walt Disney World.
Oh, definitely. And I mean, it is generally more crowded, but if you can find that sweet spot time, that's right when we like to go.
And this year, I mean, with the limits, we're recording this in 2020, of course, it's probably not going to be as crowded, but it's also not going to have the same amount of Christmas magic as normal. So there are some trade-offs. You have lower crowds, but you also have less
magic.
And some of the things I really like most of all. So while I would love to be there this year, we didn't go Christmas this year, but also I know that some of the things I like most of all aren't there, and we'll get into those. So it is a favorite time to go. However, I do not like to go during the actual Christmas week. In fact, we've never been there for Christmas Day.
No, and I don't want to go on Christmas Day. I mean, I would love to, but the crowds.
You know, and this is funny.
The crowds.
It's funny, maybe I was thinking for someone to say, as much as I love going to Disney, 50 years, over 100 visits, as I've said weeks, I hate crowds, which is sort of ironic. Someone might say, why? How can someone who hates crowds like going to Disney World and Disneyland?
You wouldn't think, but
I do. I don't like major crowds, and I avoid them in the parks. We have our strategies to avoid crowds and lines. We just don't do them. But so how do you do it? How do you go to Walt Disney World in particular, get the magic for Christmas, and avoid the crowds? You go before Christmas. So the best time I found, and my tip would be, if someone's wondering, is the second or third week of December. It's an amazing time to go. Or really, any time after Thanksgiving, U.S. Thanksgiving, but around December 14th to the 21st type of thing. It's totally into the Christmas spirit. Everything's going full steam, but it's nowhere near as busy.
And I think I might have to disagree with you on that because I love to go then, and I think I'd rather go then. But you can get, if you go at the right week, you can get both the Christmas and the Halloween party.
Yeah, that's going to be
one
earlier
visit.
on. That's true. That'll be much earlier. Well,
so if you want to do both parties, there's a sweet spot right in there. But if you're just going for Christmas, I would personally go the second or third, depending on when Christmas is, week of December.
Yeah, that's my favorite time to go. And it's not just Christmas. They now have expanded it to the Festival of Holidays. They do it really at Epcot at Walt Disney World, but at Disneyland, especially in California Adventure, they have the Festival of Holidays. Yeah, Adventure. Is that what I said? At California Adventure Park. The Festival of Holidays is lots of fun, and there's always, of course, let's start talking about the food.
Ooh.
Lots of goodies, always, but especially at Christmas on a Disney vacation. There are extra special Christmas treats and drinks.
Well, I can't speak to the drinks, but I certainly know that I love the cookies. They
have Christmas cookies
good.
And we talked about the cupcakes. They look great. They don't always taste great, but the Christmas cookies are pretty good, and the Christmas drinks, and even like the hot chocolates and stuff are fun.
They're very aesthetic, the cupcakes.
So there are, and there are, as we talked about, there's the sights, smells, and sounds of Christmas. And like I said, it's not only the parks, it's also the resort hotels. And
sometimes more so than the parks.
And what is our favorite place to be at Christmas? Well, mine. I'm assuming yours is the same. Yeah.
The Grande Floridian.
Yes, the Grand Floridian at Christmas, for us, is the ultimate. And this year, that's what I was alluding to earlier, the gingerbread house is not set up. And that,
Unfortunately.
yes. And to me, that is one of the favorite things. They do, all the deluxe resorts in particular, because they have a huge lobbies, generally speaking, most of them, not all of them, but most of them, have gigantic Christmas trees. Those are all in full bore, and you can get nice photo pad. We have some great family photos from those Christmas trees. But for me, it is really that gingerbread house.
But the gingerbread doesn't even, it's so molassy.
Yeah, molassesy.
Yeah, molassy.
Yeah, they really make, I guess, true, authentic gingerbread. I don't know if they've changed it in the
The
last...
smell is delicious, but one of the times that I had it, it was so molassesy.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't really, yeah, it's funny. I don't love the actual gingerbread because you can, so the gingerbread house, if you've never been there, yeah, it's made all out of gingerbread. And what they sell are the shingles. Maybe they sell more because we've missed a couple of Christmases recently. So I wonder if they've upped it and sold a little bit more of sort of the traditional type of gingerbread cookie, which you can buy, just not in the house. So if you've never been there, the gingerbread house actually is a little shop. And you sort of walk up to the house and you can buy shingles from the roof. But they don't taste like gingerbread men or gingerbread houses that you're used to. So that's what we're talking about. They're more of a true molasses-based traditional gingerbread. However, the chimney of the house puffs out
Oh boy.
gingerbread smelling smoke.
I can smell it right now.
I can smell it now because if you stay in club level there,
Oh,
it's right
my.
like where the house is positioned. The puffs go up,
Yeah,
and
they do that on purpose.
they go right into the club level, Royal Palm club level in the main building at the Grand Floridian, and the hallways are just filled with this smell.
Which, let me tell you, if you stay there, is not a problem.
No,
Believe me.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And even though I say that the Magic Kingdom is one of my least favorite parks, even though I love them all, it's just I prefer other ones at Christmas. It has to be up there.
Yes, it is
With the
truly magic.
decorations.
So we talked about Christmas trees in the hotels, but of course every park has a Christmas tree.
And Magic Kingdom has a Christmas castle, but
Yes, and so I love looking at the Christmas trees in every park, and especially
they're humongous.
they're humongous and they're decorated. And the one at Epcot I like because they have Christmas decorations from around the world. So as Canadians, we always look for the Canada ornament on the tree. So they have ornaments from all the countries. So that's sort of fun to seek out. And really, we talked about inspirational stuff in an episode a couple of weeks ago for your own Christmas decor. That's where I like to look at how they decorate the Disney trees. And
The trees, they're just so pretty and so magical, and they just make me want to sing. Do you feel that way?
well, I don't know if I want to sing.
I just want to burst out singing, and honestly, sometimes I do. I just go, oh, Christmas tree, how holly are your branches. And then people look at me because I'm bursting out singing in the middle of a Disney park.
That's always good, though. That's the one place you can do it and not necessarily look like, why is this person singing in the middle of the street? So you can get away with it there. But their Christmas trees are worthy of song, I would say. Everybody loves them, especially. The other one I think is really cool is the Wilderness Lodge tree.
Yeah.
And that lobby. Now, I know, people know I don't love staying there, but I do love the resort. It's
the bridge.
Yeah, I mean, I like the resort. It's just not one I prefer to stay in versus other deluxe resorts. But their lobby at Christmas as well. They don't have a gingerbread house, but they do have a great tree and sort of a good cozy setup.
I like going there because you get the bridge over the water, the tree, Whispering Canyon.
And they have gingerbread at other places, the Contemporary.
I mean, the gingerbread is really the sort of like more classic Christmassy smell, and I think Disney takes that
and also Beach
into
Club.
account.
Beach Club has a carousel with gingerbread, and they have sort of a, I'm not sure what
it's hard to describe.
At
but
the
it's
Contemporary, I can't remember offhand. It's right
Yeah.
next to the great big mural.
Yeah, they have something gingerbready.
But they sell it there. Maybe the stuff they sell, as I recall, is more traditional gingerbread. But it's not nearly as elaborate as the gingerbread house. That is the ultimate.
And you know what I like a lot about the Christmas sort of decor at the Magic Kingdom is, for me, I have a little obsession with Christmas, just a tiny one. And I know that as soon as Halloween's over, like midnight on November 1st, I was wearing a Christmas sweater. And Disney, it's great because as soon as Halloween's over, they start their Christmas party. So I feel they really get me.
Yeah, and they go crazy. Those that night, but after December 30 or October 31st into November 1st, when the Disney Christmas elves go crazy, completely changing the parks from Halloween to Christmas, and especially the Magic Kingdom, as you said.
That's what I do. I did that to our house.
Now, the Very Merry Christmas Party is amazing. Again, not running in 2020, but the party and the parade, if you ever have a chance to go and you haven't, I love them. The Christmas spirit for me is really great in those parties. And, the parade's fun. They do have some, snacks and drinks. But the most magical thing of all is the snow falling on Main Street, USA. If you have not experienced that, it is so cool. And you know what I like?
Is that it's Florida and it's snowing?
Yeah, but it's not hot, usually. So the times we've been there at Christmas in that December, it's not cold, but it's maybe...
Believe me, it's never cold in Florida.
But it's maybe 60 or 50s at night. So if you're from somewhere else, say 10 to 12 degrees Celsius. No, but it's nice because it's cool. Mm-hmm. And so when there's snow falling, I don't want it to be 80.
No.
It just feels better that it's sort of cool, especially because it happens at night. So if you've stayed there and after if there's fireworks and the parades, when you're walking down Main Street and it's decorated just like a small town, just like Walt would have wanted it, with Christmas decorations, holiday decorations, and then the snow starts coming up all the way down Main Street. And that for me is totally awesome. It's really, really Christmas spirit-like.
The giant countdown they have with the giant numbers. That's personally one of my favorite decorations.
And some of the other things they do is a few of the rides get Christmas overlays at both Disneyland and Walt Disney World.
Yeah. And the castles.
Yeah.
Come on. How could we have gone this far and not talk about them?
Cinderella Castle is the ultimate for me with the Christmas overlay.
Oh yeah, and the wreaths and the lights, and they just go all out, and you can really tell, and it's gorgeous.
And Sleeping Beauty Castle also gets a beautiful Christmas overlay.
It's really good, nice at Christmas.
It tends to be more like those sort of metallic Christmas balls in the decorations there.
Yeah, the ornaments. Oh my gosh, and you can buy the ornaments, like there's so many that they sell.
Yeah, I like the Mickey ornaments. The metallic ones. That's a Mickey head. Yeah, we have our Poppins. We didn't put it out this year because we have a little kitten and we can't trust her. Kittens and Christmas trees, if you have one, you know what we're talking about.
Disney should make an ornament. They should have Minnie's cat attacking her tree.
Figaro?
Yeah, they should have Figaro
attacking a tree.
That's very realistic. So Disney should get on that.
But getting back to these ride overlays for a minute, they're different. So one thing I like is in Disneyland, it's a small world. They even changed the sign right to a holiday greeting. And inside, they really have the dolls and the whole ride decked out for Christmas. And they also do it at the Haunted Mansion with A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, and I was kind of like, how are they going to do the Haunted Mansion? Because, it's haunted.
Well, they got good old Jack Skellington to help there. So it's sort of neat because it's Halloween-ish, but, you know the story. But they do have it that way for Christmas. Yeah. And then, over in Walt Disney World, as we know, is one of my favorites. A ride I don't normally like.
Oh, yeah.
But I do like what they do at Christmas, is the Jingle Cruise.
Okay, that's true.
Jungle Cruise becomes the Jingle Cruise, and the corny jokes turn into Christmas corny jokes.
Yeah, I mean, Jungle Cruise is... Well, let's just say not your favorite ride that they have, but it's much better at Christmas.
I mean, I used to like Jungle Cruise when I was younger. It's just,
right.
I don't know. For some reason, I got bored of that one. It's the type of thing we go on every 10 years now. So if
they're making a movie, so.
Yeah, they're making the movie, which will be interesting to see if they do give a little bit of a makeover to the ride because of the movie. Because the movie looks good. I don't know if they will,
but I think that
it needs an update.
Popularity will spike.
Yeah, the popularity will probably spike. You are correct.
I know everything.
Now, there's another thing I love about the Christmas spirit at Disney World in particular that you see a lot of. People decorate their rooms, their doors, and at Fort Wilderness, just as there are Halloween decorations in the campsites at Halloween. At Christmas, people obviously go to Fort Wilderness. At Fort Wilderness at Christmas, I guess people go and they stay there for a week or two. I mean, we used to do that a lot when we were younger, and they go all out with decorating Christmas lights. So if you're there at Christmas...
They're like me. I do that, except I'm at home, so I don't really have an excuse, but you know.
Well, you did decorate your Place d'Amélie in Disney Resort North in the backyard.
It's my Christmas resort, And it's one of the best decorated places in the house.
Yes. So if you are at Walt Disney World at Christmas, it is actually worth, maybe go for dinner at Trail's End and then walk around the resort because it's pretty cool. It looks good in the day, but it looks even better at night because you'll see the decorations.
But it's weird, though. It's like a rustic Christmas, but it's very pretty.
It is sort of weird, I guess, if you think about it.
I prefer it to the Halloween decorations there, honestly.
Yeah, so do I.
The Christmas, I think it's nice.
And I mean, some campers at Fort Wilderness go all out. I mean, they bring...
That would be us.
All their Christmas, including those huge inflatables and everything. So do yourself a favor and check out Fort Wilderness at Christmas because the Christmas spirit is alive and well there for sure.
And I know that now that I'm older, when we go at Christmas, I tend to overpack. So I bring all of my Christmas decorations. I think it might be an illness, but I bring them all and I decorate the room. And there's no objections.
I know people pack their Christmas decorations, so that's totally a Disney thing, I think. I don't know if people do that. Maybe they do it at some other places, but definitely Disney people are into the Christmas holiday spirit. And Disney people tend to have
Disney decorations, so you do that, and you got your mini Mickey wreaths, your everything Disney. So it's festive, and it's also just part of the atmosphere.
And then again, something not happening this year, but hopefully back next year, and that we've always loved is meeting Santa.
Yes.
At Christmas. And Santa's in a few places.
And Disney also always has really good Santas.
They do. The real Santas are there. In fact, when you were little, you used to say to me, this is the real Santa.
Because Santa has lots of messengers. But this, my friends, the real Santa.
And my favorite spot is the candy cane garden inside the Magic Kingdom. And that, right inside by the fire hall there's that little sort of... To your left, when you walk through the gates, that's where Santa typically is. And you line up at it's called the Candy Cane Garden. In fact, I have a Candy Cane Garden merchandise at our Redbubble shop.
Oh, do you?
Yes, inspired by that. So the Candy Cane Garden is a great place to meet Santa. And, is there anything more magical than meeting Santa at Walt Disney World in the Magic Kingdom?
No, there is not.
So 2021, let's hope we're all back and Santa's back
Come on, Santa.
But there are a few Christmas special events. We mentioned the Very Merry Christmas Party, which is fun, a ticketed event. And there's one I don't think you've been to that I really like at Epcot, which is the Candlelight Processional.
I don't think I've been to that either, and I kind of want to go.
Yeah, and they get celebrities to do readings, and then they have a full choir. So it's sort of a little bit religious holiday, true Christmas spirit.
Tell me more.
It's the true Christmas spirit. It's at Epcot. It's near the American Adventure in that theater. And they have celebrities doing Christmas readings. And then there's a huge choir that sings. a Christmas choir. And it's really moving. And it's a ticketed event as well.
I guess these parks are sort of staying true to their themes as Walt intended them.
Yes, so it does have some faith orientation to that for sure. And now they've incorporated really the Festival of Holidays there, which is sort of cool. Beyond just Christmas, they try to be, all-inclusive, which is sort of fun. And it makes a ton of sense at World Showcase. They do it at, like I said, at California Adventure as well in Disneyland. But I really like the Candlelight Processional. It's a pretty neat thing. What are your favorite things? Let me ask you. Well, Christmas at Walt Disney World means what?
I'm not shallow, but the outfits, Minnie and Mickey's Christmas outfits are on point. Can we just talk that for a second? They're so cute.
That's true, they are.
Minnie's skirt, I have a picture of me when I'm 3, I think?
2.
Oh, 2. Sorry, I don't know how old I was. But anyway, I'm very...
Well, assuming you're talking about what I'm thinking you're talking about.
The skirts, the outfits. Oh, and I have this one memory from when I was really, really little.
I was going to ask you, what is your best Disney Christmas memory?
I remember waiting in the line, and I was getting really excited to see Minnie, and I went up, and her skin, it was like velvet. It was like this velvety, and I think I said something.
More her fur, I would say.
Yeah, Minnie's lovely textural. I don't know yet.
Sure, she's a mouse.
Her fur.
Mice have fur.
Yes, Minnie Mouse's fur. And I touched it and I was like, Minnie, you're so soft.
And I would say you probably don't remember that directly because it just dawned on me. That was your very first ever trip to Walt Disney World.
I think didn't we stay at the Grand?
No, this was December.
Yeah.
It was your very first visit. We stayed at the Polynesian
We
for
were
your
at
first
the
visit.
Grand.
That was in March. So you went for the very first time in December.
We went to the Grand, though, because I remember.
Well, we always go there.
Exactly. And I remember it was Christmas, and I was on the steps, and that's my first memory. And then we did that, and I had another memory.
Yeah, because it was December. So your very first trip to Walt Disney World was Christmas. It was mid-December, and you were 2. We waited till you were 2 to take you for your first time, which makes more sense because you were interacting. And so and then, that was Camp Mini Mickey, which isn't there anymore. It's now Pandora. I really miss Camp Mini Mickey. They take away all the children's stuff. They took away Toontown. They took away Camp Mini Mickey. But that's
true.
That's where the Mini are so soft, and that was a classic. We have a great photo of it. Maybe I'll make it as part of the postings of this week. That I don't know. I have so many Christmas memories. It's hard to pick one. But that was a good one for me too, because that truly was the magic of Disney and the magic of Disney at Christmas. Just seeing you, because you were in your Christmas little hoodie, I think.
Yeah, I tried that on when I was like 8, and I still made it fit me, and I'm not getting rid of that. So we still have that, and we will continue to have that. But that's why my first memory is at the Grand Floridian, but it's at Christmas. I was on the steps, and I was doing a Christmas show.
Well, yeah, you spent a lot of time on those steps. Well, we usually stay at the Grand Floridian, but in this one, and we were there.
Go to the Grand Floridian.
Yeah, but we were there. We were at the Polynesian, so those, you walk back and forth on that little pathway, and it's a fun pathway just to walk along because they're so close to each other. In fact, I think the Polynesian's closer to the Grand Floridian than the Grand Floridian pathway is going to be to the Magic Kingdom by a long shot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like
so we
a
go
long
back
shot.
and forth, but that was December 2010, I guess. That was your first trip, and now you're well over 30 vacations, but that was your first one, December 2010.
Are you going to say I'm well over 30 years old, and I was going to say hello?
But then you were there again in March, so just a few months later, and that's the time we stayed at the Grand Floridian for the first time with you.
But we weren't staying at the Grand Floridian when I was doing my show.
No, the Polynesian was your first.
Believe me, we don't have to stay there for me to put on a performance. Every time we're there, it's a full-on thing.
And in fact, it was cool, like I was talking about the Christmas party, because I remember it was, Mommy took you swimming, and it was actually cold. There was nobody in the pool, and the lifeguards were wearing sort of light winter jackets.
See, I have nice pictures of this.
And there we were, the Canadians swimming. Yeah, we're the only ones swimming. It wasn't that cold. It was 60s, but they start closing the pools around the 60s. They definitely closed the water parks. So I think it was maybe 65 or 68. But it was sunny, and, we'd just come from probably a cool Canada, so.
But I'm a Canadian and a Floridian because I can wear T-shirts in 5 degrees and long sleeves in 25.
Yeah, you are a bit a mixture.
I'm everything.
You are everything.
And Disney. Because let me tell you, they have some cute Christmas wear that you can buy at Disney in the shops. The Christmas shopping, we haven't even talked about that.
We haven't even talked about it. So the Christmas shops in particular are open, of course, all year round. There's one in the Magic Kingdom. There's one at Disney Springs.
It's much more fun to shop at Christmas.
Yeah, I know. We go in there in July when it's 110.
Because it's Christmas in July.
But that's true. They do Christmas in July, which is really fun. But it's not the same as shopping around Christmas time.
They have so many ornaments. They have the Mickey heads with the decoration, and then they have the shoes, and then they have but they're all really fragile.
Yeah, a lot of their ornaments are, and we had that one Poppins.
Oh,
and they're sort of the glass ceramic, and it broke, and I super glued it back together, and we ended up finding one on the next trip. It might have been that very first year because we were there in December and again in March, but now it's gone. So we do have that backup. It's still in the box. We're still using the one we fixed. So here's a little tip: if you're shopping there, and first of all, we don't go bananas on or anything Disney really, but we only pick things that really have meaning for us.
Yeah.
But if you see something you like, get it, because they don't always, the same goes for mugs or anything else, but especially Christmas ornaments. Yeah, the shoes were big that year, the princess shoes or character shoes, but mostly princesses. But sometimes they'll be gone and they won't be back. So if you like it, I guess this goes for anything shopping at Disney. If you like it, do yourself a favor and get it, because
but if you like it and it's very fragile, I might recommend getting 2. Especially if you have people that you think it might break.
If you really like it.
Just get a backup.
And if you have young kids or a pet. And I can't remember how that broke. I can't
It
remember.
fell off the tree.
Did it just fall off on its own? It wasn't pet related or kid related?
Nope. It was definitely not kid related.
Yeah, I can't remember.
If you can't remember that, sure.
That's the thing.
It was not kid related.
It's
Let's
super
go with
duper
that story.
heavy. That Poppins one in particular is very heavy, and we are a real tree house.
Yeah.
So for those heavy ones, you have to find a branch that's super strong because a lot of them won't hold that weight. So usually it would go at the top because there's stronger branches sort of right around the top.
And I did not knock it off.
But we fixed Mary Poppins, and she's not even up this year because Minnie
Yes,
Mouse.
we fixed her just like she fixed the letter.
Yes. So we did not put her up this year.
Disney, there's so much that we could probably make a whole show about Disney at Christmas. If you really want to talk about it, all of the other parks and Disneyland. We haven't even talked about that. They've got so much too.
Yeah, that's true. And we haven't talked, and I've been there a couple times by myself without, just because I was fortunate enough to have business trips in November, December. So I would sneak over to Disneyland and buy you some sort of winter gear and Christmas gear. But for me, I prefer Walt Disney World at Christmas. I prefer Walt Disney World anyway. I do like that it's bigger. Some people like that smaller. But I will say, yeah, Disneyland Park is awesome at Christmas, and they do have those ride overlays, and it's decked out as much. The castle's not quite as grand as Cinderella Castle because it's not quite as large. But I do like the Festival of Holidays
minimalistic
that they do at Disney California Adventure. So what were you going to say?
I definitely say that Disney at Christmas is the best time to go. If you're wondering when the best time to go is, I'd say third week of December. That is the best time to go. I mean, there really is no definitive best time, but
generally speaking, yeah. But
generally,
if you want,
but for me,
if you're a Christmas
third week of
person,
December, third week of December, third week of December.
Yeah, if you're a Christmas person and you're wondering, that is a great time to go. It's not super crowded. Usually the weather is good. It's not typically rainy at that time of year, at least not when we've gone. It's not super hot, but usually the days will be nice. And if it's sunny in 70s, that's pretty good, especially if you're coming from a northern climate. It'll feel quite nice, and the nights will be cool, so you will definitely want to bring a light jacket. And that's when sometimes the hoodies come out. When you see the hoodies come out on carts in Florida, you know it's cold out. They just usually keep them in the back, and suddenly they'll all be all these portable. That happened that year, and I had to buy a hoodie because I didn't. The year we did Daddy-Daughter. It wasn't that year, actually. It was another year. We did Daddy-Daughter Disney Days.
Also at Christmas.
And yeah, I had to buy a hoodie because that one was even cooler. But again, I like it because Main Street was snow in the cool.
But I mean, in COVID, maybe Christmas Day, because it won't be as crowded.
It's going to be interesting to
take
see
advantage
this
of
year.
it, because Christmas Day, apparently, it takes you 5 hours to walk down Main Street.
Wow,
And
that's
somehow
why
I do not want to participate in that.
The parks, Magic Kingdom especially, is at capacity at 11. It's a zoo in normal times, not this year. So
we like looking at the line times.
Yeah,
Christmas Day.
We open the app and check out what the wait times are, and
it's quite a fun activity for us.
And watch the Disney special, and we'll see what it's going to be this year. Well, it's playing this week when you're listening to this. It might be past Christmas or it might be before. So make that part of your Christmas Day if you didn't already. All right, everyone. We hope we brought some Disney Christmas magic to you and that you enjoyed reliving our tales. And tell us some of your favorite Disney Christmas memories this week as we tweet out on social media at 1923 Main Street. You will find us pretty much everywhere.
Yes. And jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a Disney open sleigh.
Yes, indeed. So, Merry Christmas, everyone. Or we hope you had a Merry Christmas if it's after Christmas Day. It is Christmas week either way. Stay safe, take care, and have a magical Christmas week.
Bye-bye.